Get ready to reclaim your life, discover inspiring stories, practical tools, and the path to true happiness. This is Reclaim Your Life with Irina. Let's begin the journey. Welcome to another episode of Reclaim Your Life with Irina. Today is a solo episode, and we're going to talk about forgiveness. And how does forgiveness help you reclaim your life? How would you like to have clarity of mind? How would you like to wake up each morning looking forward to your day instead of dreading it? How would you like to live a pain-free life? Well, forgiveness helps you do exactly that. In which way? What is forgiveness? First of all, forgiveness is by no means condoning the fact that you were hurt or letting the other person off the hook, what has happened and how they've mistreated you. By no means it is not that. Forgiveness is not forgetting. Forgiveness simply is allowing you to live with clarity of your mind. Because look at it this way. You are here, this event has happened. It could have happened 5 minutes ago. It could have happened a decade ago. And every time you recall the event, every time you recall the feelings, the emotions, the thoughts, who said what has happened, what has unfolded, the same parts of your brain light up. Because for your brain, for your mind, it doesn't matter if something is happening presently, right now, right here, or if this event took place many, many years ago. Everything is happening right now, right here. So by you kind of think of it as like ripping a band-aid, and your wound is still not healed, and you're adding more salt onto your wound. You're adding more raw emotions on what has already been unhealed pain that you've been carrying for so long. And every time you open it, every time you speak about it, every time you think about it, every time you create conversations in your head about it or out loud, you are opening your wound and you're putting more salt into it, making it bigger and bigger, digging a deeper and deeper hole for yourself. Another metaphor or another thing I can say is like, imagine eating poison and hoping that the other person is gonna get sick. While you are here sulking in your misery, thinking your thoughts, saying how the other person mistreated you. The other person doesn't even know. I mean, maybe they know, but they have let go, they have forgiven, and they live their life. They are happy, they are worry-free, while you here are suffering in pain, in putting your life on hold. I believe life is too short. We have this tombstone and we have two dates, our date of birth and our date of death, and we have this dash in the middle, and this dash is our life. And what happens when you don't forgive? You put your life on hold. For what great purpose? What are you trying to solve or reconcile? What do you want to achieve by holding on to your grudge? What good does it do to you by holding and not letting go of the grudge? I'm not saying what the other person did is somehow forgiving, but you're not doing it for them. You're doing it for you. Would you like to wake up every morning with clarity of your mind? Would you like to wake up and give an opportunity for yourself to start your day anew? Because every day that we are given is a gift. That is why it's called the present. Every morning when you wake up, and the fact that you're awake and breathing, why don't you be grateful for that? Instead of bringing the baggage of yesterday into today. Every single time you recall something, you just add on to your baggage. So at first it was maybe something little thing, and over time it can become this big snowball that derails your whole life. Because the longer you hold on to your grudge, the longer you keep prolonging this unresolution, you're creating havoc for yourself, for your life, the thoughts that you think about, the stories that you tell, because the stories you tell yourself are lies. They're lies. We constantly tell ourselves lies. and putting your life on hold. Why not create differently? Choose something differently. Allow yourself an opportunity to wake up and create a new life. Anybody can do it. I've done it, and so can you. What happened in my personal story, I became a single parent all of a sudden, of a newborn and a 5-year-old, and I didn't know how to move forward. And I did hold on to my grudge for a whole year. Why is life so unfair? Why am I being treated this way? Why me? I thought I was this perfect. I didn't want to change. And when you come into relationship, we all bring our own set of values and baggage. And not to say I'm perfect or my partner was perfect, but I was holding on to that grudge, hoping that something is going to change externally. But as we all know, it doesn't really. The change starts with you, and everything you see unfold on the outside is a reflection of who you are on the inside. So I'm not saying forgiveness is quick. It can take time, depending on the nature of what have unfolded. But nonetheless, forgiving gives you an opportunity to create a new life. Because in the end of the day, when everything is said and done, when you're on your deathbed, do you want to remember your life as if you taken a chance, as if you went and you did the thing that you wanted to do? Or do you want to have a life of regrets? Because by the time you are on your deathbed, it will be too late to go back and change anything. You have this opportunity right now to change your life, because you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait for something to occur. You can choose to change now. You can choose to reclaim your life now. Don't wait another moment. If something is not working, if something is difficult, make a decision. And forgiveness comes as a very kind of tool that you don't just practice once in a while. It is a continuous practice. In fact, I invite you to practice forgiveness on a day-to-day basis. Sometimes, we all have bad days, and you might have a bad day. You may have an argument with someone and it didn't get resolved on that same day. In the end of the day, have this practice, when you go back to bed, first recount all the positive things that occurred today, fun things, interesting things that had happened, to kind of rewire your mind to focus on the positive things. And the second thing, if something didn't go well today, don't sweep it under the rug, but find out what were some of the positives that you can take from that experience, and then let it go. Don't bring the worries of yesterday into today. Let go of that grudge. Let go of the situation. Let go of that person. Let it pass. Because on a grand scheme of things, does it really matter? Is this huge of a deal? Because every time, do you want to win a battle or do you want to win the war? And what war am I talking about? We constantly play or part of a battle. And which battle is that? The battle, we have two wolves that we feed. I don't remember who said it, a positive one and a negative one. And who wins in the end of the day? It's the wolf who you feed the most. And then in the end of the day, it's the person who you are becoming. What kind of person do you want to be for yourself? And what kind of person do you want to be for others? Who shows up? On the grand scheme of things, doesn't really matter. So practice the practice of letting go. Allow yourself to live a life of peace. It's so much more beautiful than constant fighting and arguments. Create something for yourself that leaves you with a peace of mind and clarity. So how do you do that? How do you practice forgiveness? Well, there are many exercises or meditations that you can do. You can write it out. Write out for yourself, what are some of the positive things that currently is here that presently cannot see in that specific situation. And keep doing that. Create a kind of practice for yourself where you recount these events and you evaluate them, become an observer of your life. We have this amazing capacity or ability. We are the creator of our show. We are the judge, the executioner and performer, all wrapped into one. We create, and then we get to judge ourselves, and we get to speak negatively about ourselves. But choose to speak to yourself as a compassionate friend. If somebody needed your help, how would you approach that? How would you speak to them? With what confidence, with what sincerity, and apply that to yourself. Be your own guide in that sense. Allow yourself to forgive, allow yourself to let go. Don't hold the grudge. And see how your life can change. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. If you take anything out of today's episode, I want you to remember to practice this amazing tool of forgiveness. It doesn't come easy. It doesn't happen right away. But if you get into the practice of making it part of your day-to-day living, like drinking water, and practicing this practice of forgiveness, of letting go, of allowing to live unburdened life and not add more to your baggage, because day-to-day life could be stressful. You could be dealing with so many things. Allow yourself to purge. You know how you take a shower to feel good, to feel clean? Forgiveness allows you to have clarity of mind. So allow yourself to have that for yourself. Allow yourself that release. Don't hold on. What happens is when you hold on to grudge, to pain, to negative emotions, they can be lodged into your body. And negative emotions by themselves are not bad. They are acting as a mechanism for us to, it's kind of like a bell that rings. And when something doesn't feel right, it means don't choose that. Oftentimes we disregard how we feel. We go with our mind and forget about our heart. Meanwhile, our heart is always guiding us. So if something doesn't feel right, it's a reminder for you to pay attention. Sometimes we dismiss those early warning bells, and then something huge unfolds by the time, because you weren't paying attention. Here, I rang the bell, and I rang the bell, and you weren't paying attention. So here is a bigger thing for you to deal with. So live mindfully, pay attention to your life, pay attention to your feelings. And then anytime there is a grudge or there is an argument, there is a disagreement, allow yourself to let go. Process your emotions. Emotions want to be felt, and then they will pass. And oftentimes what happens, we suppress our emotions. Even in the childhood age when we are little, and that's why when we get to the adult age, the suppression becomes so natural, because as kids, when we are growing up, there's a tantrum or something, we tell our kids, oh, shut up or be quiet, or like, don't boys don't cry, and things like that. We suppress the process of processing of the emotions. And then when we are older, it becomes a second nature, but it is not good to hold on, because the emotions will get stuck in the body and they must be released. And there are many different practices for emotional release, whether it is writing or singing or speaking, but doing something to let them pass, to feel them and then let them go. That's all. So thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you're watching us on YouTube. Leave us a review over on Apple Podcasts. And remember, you always only one decision away from reclaiming your life. It is a decision that you make. Thank you for tuning in, and I see you in the next episode.